Good morning, my dear students. Today we will start the third chapter of history, class 7th, the Turkish invasions. In this chapter, we are going to study about the Turks who came to India and what all things happened during that time. Especially, we are giving attention to two important invaders who came to India, and they are Mahmud of Ghazni and Mahmud of Ghor. Like our previous videos, after an introduction, we'll move to the PowerPoint presentation where you can see the important points. At least study those important points and dates and informations given in that. So in that PowerPoint, so many important details are given in order, so it will be easy for you to understand. So here we start the things that happened during the time, that is in the 10th and 11th century. In the 10th and 11th century, the Turks, they came from Central Asia, they came to India, and their aims were two in number. The first one is most of the countries in Central Asia was not rich. They want to make their country rich by getting wealth from other countries. During that time, India was famous for its wealth and its enormous natural resources. Along with that, most of the temples and monasteries in India was very rich during that time. So for getting this wealth, they came to India. So the first person who came to India was Subuktakin. He was the father of Mahmud of Ghazni. He came to India having two important aims. First one was to plunder or loot the wealth of India, and the second one was to make his own country rich by taking the wealth from India. So he came here, he fought with the different rulers, he defeated some places, but their aim was not to make an empire in India. Their aim was just to plunder the wealth or to take the wealth to their country for making their country big. When this in Central Asia, when some small countries were formed during the 10th and 11th century, these countries were the Mahmud of Ghazni and Ghor were the two important countries formed during that time, and they made a very small empire, and comparatively this places were free from war. They were not having any natural resources. So we can say that these countries were very poor, and their only aim was to plunder other countries or to loot others to get the wealth. So they came to India, they fought with Jayapala and defeated him. During that time, India was having a thinking that they are very powerful, and when Arabs came to India for war in 8th century, these Arabs were defeated during that time, and after that about 300 years no Central Asian country came to fight with India. So Indians were having a feeling that we are much better and powerful, and we are having much powerful tactics, and usually these people were taking war as a prestige to show or display their talents and to show their wealth and their machine, whatever equipments are there. They never took war very seriously. So they usually fight for just showing their talents. But on the other hand, Turks, it was their their aim is to win and to take the wealth. So they fought and they defeated Jayapala. And after defeating Jayapala, it was for the first time this Turkish empire succeeded in defeating an empire in India. So after defeating Jayapala, this it was a stepping stone for the Turks, and they found India as a place to take wealth from. Now we will move to the next part or the main part of our chapter, that is about Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni was the son of Subuktakin, and he was the most important or the first Turk who came to defeat India or to plunder India the maximum time. So he came to India about 17 times in 26 years, and he took 17 raids in 26 years from 1000 AD to 1026 AD. So 26 years he took 17 raids, and he looted so many temples and took the wealth. For us, Mahmud of Ghazni was considered as a looter or a person who came to rob us. But for his country, he was like a hero who took wealth from others and made their country a prosperous one. So this is just an introduction of our chapter, And now we'll move to the next part. There in the important points of Muhammad of Ghazni, where he raided, how many times, and the years, and all the details about Somnath temple, which was the most popular temple, which was looted by him, was given, is given in that PowerPoint presentation. You can watch that and you can understand that, and the important points you can note it down and you can study. So now let's move to the next part of our video.
Century, the Abbasid Empire disintegrated into a number of small states. It was ruled by Turks. The Turks were a type of hardy, warlike tribesmen. They lived in the Central Asia, and these people were brought by the Abbasid emperors as a palace guard, hired soldiers, etc. And during this time, when the Abbasid Empire came to an end, gradually these people who were working under them as guard or as a soldier, they rose to their prominence. And first they were working as a governors, and later they became independent kingdom. So the people, they looked after the area as a governor, and when the central government became weak, they set up their own independent kingdom. And after making it as an independent kingdom, they adopted the title as Amir, and later they were called as Sultans. The two important kingdoms which became prominent, or which became powerful during that time, is in Afghan, and they are Ghazni and Ghor, and these people were called as Ghaznavids and Ghurids. So this is the first important thing, or the rise of these Turks, how they became powerful. First the people were brought by the Abbasids, and later they became governors, and then they became the sultans. Now we'll see that what are the reasons for these people, why they invaded. They, and in the remaining time, the most important thing, what is their connection with Indians? Their connection with Indians are these people, the Muhammad of Ghazni, Ghor, and all. We have heard about them as looters or plunderers who came to India and looted our wealth. And what forced them to do that? That is what we are going to study in the next portion. Reason for invading India. Why they invaded India? The reasons are they wanted to acquire India's wealth to maintain a large army. So it happened during the 11th and 12th century. These people, they wanted to acquire wealth from India. They know that India is a very prosperous and splendid country. So they want money from, or wealth from, our country. So they plundered India. The second reason is they wanted to secure a strong contingent of war, and for that they were war elephant from India and to defeat people of Central Asia. So they came to India. The second one is they wanted war elephant from India to defeat their enemies of Central Asia. Third one is they want to spread Islam. This would earn for them a honor in the Muslim world. So third one is they wanted to spread Islam. The fourth reason is Mahmud Ghor wanted to annex Multan and Punjab for the security of his Ghorid empire. So these are the four reasons why this Muhammad of Ghazni and the Mahmud Ghor, they invaded India, and why they came to India and plundered India. So these are the four reasons. So which are the reasons? Again, I'll read. They wanted to acquire wealth from India for maintaining their army. They wanted war elephant from India. The next one is they wanted to spread Islam in India, and the last one is to make their area safe from the other outside attackers. Now we'll move on to the next part of our chapter, that is Muhammad of Ghazni. So let's see Muhammad of Ghazni. The image picture is given here. Ghazni. It was one of the small state. It's a small state in Afghan. It was founded by Turkish nobleman. His name is Alaptagin. So Alaptagin was followed by another person called Subuktigin, and after Subuktigin, his son Muhammad became the ruler. So we can see the dynasty or the rule. The first one is Alaptagin, then Subuktigin, and the next one is Muhammad. Muhammad wanted to make Ghazni the most powerful kingdom. He decided to raid India and to plunder her wealth. So here the most important thing is And Mahmud of Ghazni, he doesn't want to make an empire in India. He just want to plunder or loot India or get the wealth from India. And what is the reason for that? He wanted to make Ghazni the most powerful kingdom. For that, he plundered or he looted India. And whatever money was received was utilized by him for making his empire prosperous and an efficient one. Now we can see the remaining thing. Muhammad, he wanted to establish, he doesn't want to establish any direct rule in India. His invasion were directed against rich cities and wealthy temples. He plundered the enormous wealth of temples and took away the rich to his homeland. So for us he is a looter, but for his country he is a very popular and a great man who took all the wealth from India for making his country a prosperous one. In short, we can say that in 25 years he raided India for about 17 times. Now, in the 1000 CE, Mahmud's most daring raids were against Kannauj, and while he came for plundering Kannauj, he plundered Madura also. So, in this 17 raids, two important raids we can see that the first one is the plundering or that looting he have done in Madura and Kannauj, and the second one is the Somanath temple in Gujarat. Mahmud looted the treasure of Somnath temple and gathered a huge booty of diamond, rubies, pearls, etc. And after taking all these, he took it to his country for making his country a rich and a prosperous one. So these are the two important raids. The first one is he raided Kannauj and Madura. It's a one for that 17 times. For most important two, we can call two important looting is a very famous one. The first one is of Madura and Kannauj, and the second one is of Somanath temple. Now again Mahmud of Ghazni, and we can see what he have done with the wealth which he acquired from India. The wealth he carried away from India was used to create a splendid capital city at Ghazni. He made a beautiful splendid city in Ghazni, and Mahmud built many buildings, and the most important one is a Celestial Bride. It is called a Celestial Bride. It's a great big mosque, and this mosque consists of about 3000 quarters for the students and teachers to live and study. He also built so many libraries, museums, universities, etc. in his country and make it a splendid and prosperous one. And the most important mosque built by him is Celestial Bride. Now Mahmud as a patron of art and literature, very important portion of our chapter. The Persian poet Firdausi, he wrote Shahnama. Al-Utbi, he wrote Mahmud's life history. And Mahmud sent a great scholar, a mathematician and a philosopher. His name is Al-Biruni. He came to India and he wrote Tasiq-i-Hind. And this Tasiq-i-Hind describes about the social, religious, political and economic condition of India. So in this portion we have studied about Mahmud of Ghazni, about the why what is the reason why these people came to India and plundered India. It is not for establishing a power or establishing an empire in India. It is mainly for looting India or getting the enormous wealth of India to make their country beautiful and to make their country prosperous and to make their position safe by making a good army, etc. So their main aim was only to plunder India and to take the wealth, not to establish any empire in India. So here in this portion we will study about the rise of Turks, how they arose after the Abbasid dynasty, and then we will study about the reasons for the invasion and about the Mahmud of Ghazni. And now at the last portion we have studied about the how he is considered as a patron of art and literature. The Persian poet Firdausi, he wrote Shahnama. And the person who wrote about the life history of Mahmud is Al-Utbi, and then Al-Biruni, he wrote Tasiq-i-Hind is also very important. So learn all that, read your chapter well, and in the next class we will study about Muhammad of Ghor and about the failure of Rajputs. and radio textbook well, and wait for the question answer, fill in the blanks, and other questions will be given as soon as possible. So thank you.